Hello students, we have gathered here to discuss chapter Heredity and Evolution, and this chapter is for 10th CBSE students, and in your textbook this is chapter number 9. We are going to talk about this chapter in detail today. Let's quickly begin with the concept of heredity first. Now, as an organism keeps reproducing from one generation to another generation, okay, right? Generations after generations are produced. What we notice is that there is always a difference between appearance of the child and the appearance of his or her parents. That says that I have a lot of similarities with my parents, but at the same time I have a lot of differences with my parents as well. That is what we are going to discuss in this chapter. This chapter starts with the concept of heredity. What is heredity? Heredity is defined as transmission of characters from one generation to another generation. So the transmission of characters from one generation to another generation is called as heredity. Moving on, next. Variations. What are variations? Variations are visible differences between parents and their offsprings. बेटा यहाँ पर ना offsprings का मतलब होता है child, okay? That means बच्चू, okay? So variations are visible differences between parents and their offsprings, or in between two offsprings of the same parent. Now see students, in very easy language, heredity is transmission of character from one generation to another generation. So let's say suppose for example, my father has curly hair, okay, and even I get curly hair. So that character of curly hair is transmitted from one generation to another generation. So I share similarity with my parent, it is because of heredity. But at the same time, I have certain characters which is not even found in my mother, not even found in my father. Such characters which are new, such characters which creates differences between the parents and the offspring, these differences are called as variation. Variations are also the differences between two offsprings of the same parents. That means the difference between me and my brother, okay, right? Me and my brother, though we are ultimately the offspring of the same parent, but still we have a variation, we have differences. Now here what we need to understand is generation after generation differences comes up with it. That is the reason why what you notice is there are two different modes of reproduction, asexual and sexual. Asexual reproduction seen in bacteria and lower organisms. When these lower organisms reproduce, they produce lot of daughter cells which are similar to its own kind. So when a bacteria produces 10 bacteria, almost all bacteria look alike. But when humans reproduce and give birth to its offspring, there is always a difference between the offspring and the parent. Do all the children in your classroom look alike? No. Do all the members in your family look alike? No. Why is it so? Because that is because of variation. Now in your CBSE textbook, in the figure 9.1 if you observe, okay, there is a block diagram which is mentioned. It shows a diagrammatic representation of a human, let us say. Okay, now when this human produces, let's say, two bachus, these two bachus reproduce and they produce, let's say, suppose for example, 4 bachus. So generation after generation, if you observe that block diagram, okay, they have changed the appearance of the bachu, indicating that at every generation differences comes up with it. Okay, next, moving on. Next what we need to know is, we are talking about a branch of science called as genetics. Genetics is a branch of biology which deals with heredity and variation. So the branch of science which deals with heredity and variation together is called as genetics. Acha, now when we observe our CBSE textbook figure 9.2, figure 9.2 is talking about earlobe character. अब बेटा तू अगर कान को ऑब्जर्व करेगा ना, ओके, लेट्स से सपोज फॉर एग्जांपल दिस lower free floating part of our ear is called as earlobe. Now here you see the earlobe which is free, and here you see the earlobe which is attached. So what I mean to say is, beta, let's say this is the jawline, okay, right? So you see the earlobe ends and then the jawline begins. But here you see the earlobe is attached to the face itself. It's attached to the jawline itself. So you can have a free earlobe or you can have an attached earlobe. So कुछ लोगों का कान ऐसे चिपका होता है, कुछ लोगों का कान ऐसे फ्री होता है. So हम इंसानों में ये सारे के सारे फर्क नजर आता है, और ये जो फर्क नजर आता है इसको हम बोलते हैं वेरिएशन. Remember that, बेटा. This comes under the branch of science called as genetics. Now genetics are very important. You have to remember there was this scientist called as Gregor Johann Mendel. Gregor Johann Mendel. He is called as father of genetics. It is all because of Mendel that we have a excellent knowledge of genetics in time of today, beta. Gregor Johann Mendel, he was actually born in a very poor family, okay, in Austria. And the thing is, since he was born in a poor family, he had a very tough time growing in his life. What he used to do so as to support his livelihood is he used to work as a priest. He used to live in a monastery, yani he used to work as a religious person, okay. But at the same time he was scientist, he was experimenting also, and he was experimenting on pea plant. The scientific name of pea plant is Pisum sativum. So Gregor Johann Mendel, he was experimenting on pea plant, which is also called as Pisum sativum. Now the point is he was expert in mathematics as well as a science. Okay, he graduated from the University of Vienna, and there he studied maths and science in great detail. When he experimented on pea plant, okay, he found out the mechanism of heredity, the mechanism of transmission of characters from one generation to another generation. But what happened with him was, when he discussed his discovery with the people were not intelligent enough so as to understand his principles. They neglected his principle. So what happened is, when he died as a priest, but nobody knew that he was a great scientist. After his death, many years after his death, many independent scientists, they came up with the same discovery, and then the credit was restored that this was already discovered by Gregor Johann Mendel, and then he was entitled with father of genetics title. So he became famous, but he became famous after that. So remember, Gregor Johann Mendel, he used to experiment on pea plant, which is called as Pisum sativum. And in pea plant, he had observed 7 pairs of contrasting characters. यानी pea plants में उसने 7 अलग-अलग characters को study किया था और उन characters के ऊपर experiment करता था. Now, pay attention to this table. In this table, we are going to consider those character in detail. The term trait indicates character. Now that character can be a dominant character or it can be recessive character. Dominant means strong and beta recessive means weak. 7 characters that he studied in pea plant was, first was seed shape, second was seed color, next was pod shape, next was pod color, then was flower color, followed by flower position, and the last character was stem height. Now beta here the term pod, pod means outer covering. मटर जो आता है ना वटाना, उसका जो छिलका होता है, उसका जो कवरिंग होता है, that is called as a pod. Now in seed shape what he observed was round seeds were dominant over wrinkled seeds. Now round seeds were dominant over wrinkled. Wrinkled means seeds with irregular margins which were shrunk. Okay. Next, in seed color he observed that yellow was dominant over green. In pod shape he observed that inflated was dominant over constricted. Inflated means swollen, फूला हुआ. You must have seen in मटर, वटाना आधे से ज़्यादा ऐसे फूले हुए होते हैं और बहुत कम ऐसे एकदम पिचका हुआ रहता है. It is highly flattened. Okay. So we say inflated is dominant over constricted. In pod color what he observed was green was dominant over yellow. In flower color, colored flowers like violet was dominant over white. Flower position axial was dominant over terminal. Now what does axial mean? Axial का meaning is, suppose for example beta, if this is a plant, okay, if the flower is growing on the end, towards the end, that is terminal position. But if the flower is growing in an angle here, you see it's growing in this angle, okay, so that is called as axial position. Moving on, in stem height, tall was dominant over dwarf. Dwarf means short height. Now students, you will have to by heart this table very appropriately because this is the basic of this chapter. मेंडल ने क्या किया ना, पी प्लांट में 7 कैरेक्टर्स को स्टडी किया और 7 कैरेक्टर्स को स्टडी करने के बाद जब पी प्लांट में वो रिप्रोडक्शन करवाता था, ओके, लेट्स से सपोज फॉर एग्जांपल वन प्लांट वाज टॉल, द अदर पी प्लांट वाज ड्वार्फ. So when he used to take pollen grains from the tall pea plant and he used to put it onto the dwarf pea plant, okay, यानी tall और dwarf का जब reproduction करवाता था, so Mendel used to think, अब आने वाला जो plant होगा वो इसकी तरह tall होगा कि इसकी तरह dwarf होगा कि medium height होगा. But उसने क्या देखा कि आने वाला plant tall था, तब Mendel समझ गया कि आने वाले plant में it has a shared characters of both. उसमें tallness के character भी थे, dwarfness के character भी थे, बट फिर भी वो प्लांट टॉल था. इससे ये पता चलता है दैट टॉल कैरेक्टर इज डोमिनेंट एंड द ड्वार्फ कैरेक्टर इज रिसेसिव. यू गेट इट बेटा? वी विल डिस्कस दिस इन मच मोर डिटेल. गो ऑन ऑब्जर्विंग. सो मेंडल एक्सपेरिमेंटेड ऑन पी प्लांट. ओके, ही स्टडीड 7 pairs of contrasting characters in pea plant. Now based on this he carried out several experiments, of which we will first start with Mendel's monohybrid cross. So it is the first experiment, Mendel's monohybrid cross. Here Mendel considered only one pair of contrasting character. So in this experiment he considered only one pair of contrasting characters. So out of 7 pairs of contrasting character, सिर्फ एक बार में एक pair of contrasting character पे focus किया उसने. Okay. Now, beta, there is a pattern to this part. What we are going to follow now, the way I show it to you. Okay, you are going to copy it in your rough notebook and you are going to practice this. And after practicing this, you are going to read your CBSE textbook, chapter 9. Okay, till this part. Now, how do we go about it? Now what Mendel used to do is, he used to draw a circle with an arrow on top. This is the symbol for male, and beta circle with a plus sign below. This is the symbol for female. On the left top side he used to write P1 generation. P1 generation stands for first parental generation. Then Below that, he used to write the character which he considered for his experiment. Now, the character which we are going to consider here is stem height. अच्छा, अब stem height में what do we have? Tall and dwarf. So let us say one of the pea plant was taken as a tall and the other pea plant was taken as dwarf, and we put a cross sign in between. Cross sign indicates reproduction. So मेंडल ने क्या किया ना, दो अलग अलग प्लांट्स का रिप्रोडक्शन करवाता था, और रिप्रोडक्शन के टाइम पे यूज्ड टू कंसीडर ओनली वन कैरेक्टर एट अ टाइम. उस तरह के एक्सपेरिमेंट को बोलते हैं मोनोहाइब्रिड क्रॉस. कि समझो एक पी प्लांट जो टॉल है और दूसरा पी प्लांट जो डॉर्फ है, अगर इन दोनों का रिप्रोडक्शन करवाया तो आने वाले बच्चे में कौन से कैरेक्टर आएंगे और कौन से कैरेक्टर नहीं आएंगे. दैट इज हाउ ही यूज्ड टू स्टडी द ट्रांसमिशन ऑफ कैरेक्टर्स फ्रॉम वन जनरेशन टू अनदर जनरेशन. ओके, नाउ हियर बेटा यू हैव टू रिमेंबर व्हाट मेंडल यूज्ड टू डू इज all the dominant character he used to represent with capital alphabet. So tall was written as capital T, capital T. So the dominant character was always represented with capital letters and it was written twice. Why it was written twice? There is a very detailed reason for it. The reason is we show presence of 23 pairs of chromosomes. Okay, we have 23 ऐसा 23 pairs of chromosomes हमारे पास है, और हर क्रोमोसोम के ऊपर जो जीन है that is always available in a pair. Okay, so just remember that the tall was represented with capital T, and we put a circle around it. Beta, dwarf was represented as small t. Now dwarf was a recessive character, weak character, so it was represented with small letter, but not the small letter of the word, the small letter of this word beta. So dwarf was small t. Now after this the next step was gamete formation. Now gamete formation में you have to separate the alphabet beta, so that we get capital T and capital T separated. Okay, then these two will get separated as well beta. So what do we have? Small t and small t. Now after this what we get is F1 generation. F1 generation stands for first filial generation. That is the full form beta. First filial generation. Now capital T. Okay, I am writing it only once, and small t I will write it only once, and when I combine these two, this combines with this, so that ultimately what do I get? I get capital T, small t. So मेंडल ने क्या किया ना, एक टॉल प्लांट उसको रिप्रोड्यूस करवाया एक डॉर्फ प्लांट के साथ, और फिर F1 जनरेशन में जो सीड्स मिले उसको जब जमीन में डाला. सो मेंडल वाज थिंकिंग कि अब ये प्लांट टॉल होगा कि डॉर्फ होगा कि मीडियम हाइट होगा. But to his surprise, he found that even this plant was tall. Now, as we can notice, this plant has character of both parents. It has the gene for tallness, which is coming from this parent, and the gene for dwarfness, which is coming from this parent. In spite of both the genes, this particular plant is tall. What does this mean? This means that the gene for tallness has dominated the gene for dwarfness. Acha, next important point, remember, this plant is tall, and even the parent was tall. So what Mendel used to do is, whenever he used to find same alphabets, okay, so he used to call it as pure character. See, same alphabet, so this becomes pure dwarf. You see different alphabets, so he used to call it as hybrid character. Okay, now this is followed by the next step, which is called as F1 selfing. In F1 selfing, capital T, small t was crossed with itself. Self means its own self beta. Okay, so capital T, small t. So इसको इसी फॉर्मूला से यानी सेम फॉर्मूला के साथ क्रॉस करो. Next step is called as gamete formation. अच्छा, gamete formation में अल्फाबेट्स को सेपरेट करें बेटा. तो कैपिटल टी और स्मॉल टी अलग अलग हो गया, कैपिटल टी और स्मॉल टी अलग अलग बेटा. Then comes F2 generation. See, this was F1 generation. This is F2 generation, which is also called as a second filial generation. Now, here what we do is beta, we take the first alphabet and we combine with यहाँ का first वाले के साथ. So I get capital T, I put a circle around it. Then I take यहाँ का first वाला with यहाँ का second वाला बेटा. What do I get? I get capital T, small t. I put a circle around it. फिर यहाँ का second वाला with यहाँ का first वाला बेटा. Again capital T, small t. Never write small alphabet first. Huh? The dominant alphabet should always be written first. Then I combine second with second wala and I get small t beta. Now this plant capital T, this will be tall or dwarf? So this will be tall, na beta? Acha, these two are same formula. So we will name it just once. Even this will be tall. Sir, but it has gene for dwarfness also. Remember, tall was dominant over dwarf. Okay? Acha, small t, this plant should be dwarf. Now, दोनों सेम अल्फाबेट है, so this is pure tall. अलग अलग अल्फाबेट है बेटा, so ये दोनों क्या हुआ है? Hybrid tall. सेम अल्फाबेट है, तो this is pure dwarf. Now, in order to confirm his findings in the F2 generation, okay, there is another method which is called as Punnett square method beta. Punnett square is also called as checkerboard. Punnett square is also called as checkerboard. Checkerboard में what we have to do is we have to form a box beta. Okay, we need left hand side का column and the top column. Okay, then what we are going to do is the top column को okay we divide it into two parts. Here we put the symbol for male and here we put the symbol for female beta. Okay, so that this section is for the male and this section is for the female. Now, male में after F1 selfing, you see these are the two gametes from the male side. So let us put it on the male column, capital T, small t. Here, capital T, small t. Do not put circle around it. Okay. Then for the female section we have two columns. So female की तरफ से दो gamete, capital T, small t. Pick it up. Put it here. Capital T, small t. Now the whole idea of writing formula is look into individual box. ऊपर क्या है बेटा? Capital T. बाजू में क्या है? Capital T. तो यहाँ formula क्या बनेगा? Capital T, capital T. अब यहाँ formula देखो क्या बनेगा बेटा? ऊपर क्या है? Small t. यहाँ क्या है? Capital T. Okay, right. Can we write it like this? Small t, capital T? No, because I told you capital alphabet हमेशा पहले लिखने का बेटा. The dominant alphabet should always be written first. अच्छा, come here. Take capital T, small t. Okay, come here बेटा. यहाँ से small t और small t. So you see capital T is the first. Then two formula is capital T, small t. Then beta one formula is a small t. So it is used to check my answer. That is why it is also called as checkerboard. And it is called as a Punnett square because this method was made by a scientist called as Reginald Punnett. Reginald Punnett. Short may remember Punnett only. That would be better. Okay, let's name this. This would be pure tall beta. Same alphabet इसलिए pure. अलग अलग alphabet इसलिए this is hybrid. And this would be hybrid tall beta. Again this has to be hybrid tall. And last is pure dwarf. Now based on his finding, Mendel used to conclude everything in terms of two ratios. First was phenotypic ratio. Phenotypic ratio means you take it as external appearance. So you consider the external appearance and see the ratio. So out of 4 बच्चों If you see only external appearance, how many are tall? 1, 2, 3. 3 are tall and 1 is dwarf, right beta? So phenotypic ratio becomes 3:1. That means 3 tall is to 1 dwarf. Then we used to consider another ratio which is called as genotypic ratio. And beta, genotypic ratio is like internal appearance. So now you don't see whether it is tall or dwarf. Now you see whether it is pure tall or hybrid tall. Now how many are pure tall? Out of 4, only 1. So I will write 1. How many are hybrid tall beta? 2. So 1:2. And how many is pure dwarf? 1. So the ratio is 1:2:1. Where first one is pure tall, middle 2 bachus are hybrid tall, and beta the last one is pure dwarf. Wherein write the formula also. This one was capital T, this was capital T, small t, and this is small t, small t. So the phenotypic ratio is 3:1 and the genotypic ratio is 1:2:1. Beta, this crossing the steps is not well mentioned in the textbook. I request you to take screenshot of this. Clear? Okay. और इसके notes बनाओ अच्छे से and practice this well. Okay. Stay connected to this. We are going to come up with more videos so that you continue to learn better. That's all for this lecture. Read bio, bleed bio, yo-yo bio. Thank you.